Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. And how about those homes for single mothers, huh? Huh? But we were able to get through that okay. And we have a new die that we can actually use, so let's go ahead and try out the inks and engravings. What was this? Gains 15% movement speed for 3 seconds. I actually like the 2% mask charge. I think that is infinitely better. So we'll just go ahead and keep that with everyone. And we also got a new mask as well. Let's go ahead and check that out. I think the new mask was for... That's one that we have equipped. I think it was for Vasco. Movement speed and reduced threat. Calls down lightning strikes around the caster to deal 20 damage and stun enemies for 2 seconds. I like that. We will definitely go with that option, and I don't think we had anything new. No. I think we're in good shape there. What about skills? Remaining 2. I would like to finish out some of these with everyone. So let's just go ahead and hold on to that. And we do have some lores. Zelia, who is the head matron of the Blue Guild. Oh, the leader, the flat-out leader. Ah. And Kalden, who is probably not going to be that happy. Not that Kalden's really been happy about much in this game, but still. Twins are taking care of the horses, and I guess it's time to break the news. I don't know, he may be thrilled just to throw us a swerve.
And you are certain that it's true?
The messenger that delivered it was trustworthy, yes.
I need to go.
What is it?
Earlier this day, you offered to listen to my burdens.
That offer still stands.
You should follow me. But you alone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about his orphanage. As everyone walks away from each other, because they don't want anything to do with any of the other party members. And Vasco went upstairs. That's a good man. Want to double check and see if there's anything new? Nope, doesn't look like it. Looks like Circero and Kalden are on their way to another adventure. Hopefully. Livia. The success of the Leaping Lion can be attributed in part to Livia. There we go. I hope you lore hunters are enjoying all the storylines and richness of the world. Yeah, we're heading out alone.
Kalden?
What?
Talk to me about the Sailheart. I'd like to know more about it.
12 years ago, I had just been promoted to skipper and had been given a home in the Tempered Tides. It wasn't a big place, but it was decent enough for a whole family, though I lived alone. One day, there was a loud rapping on my door. It was raining that evening, I remember, and I could hardly distinguish the knocks from the thunder. But I opened the door and found him, dressed in the gold of the Luca, standing before me, drenched in rain and blood. In his arms he carried a body, a young girl that had belonged to a mask runner his patrol had killed. He secretly broke away from them and brought her to the first house with lights, not even knowing if I would take them in. That child was Vint, the first of my 11. And so began what you know as the Sailheart.
Sounds like quite the hero. Who was this, from the Golden Guild?
Jaxus.
Jaxus Corvale, the songstress's brother.
Yes.
Ah, that puts that together. So we can see why he was so coy about everything.
Come on out, little girl.
Get away!
Leave her alone.
Watch your flanks!
Now, are you guys wearing masks? Because if you're not, this may be relatively quick. Nice. I like it. We'll let Circero do all the heavy lifting. Oh, hell's bells. That's a lot of folk. Now, let's be careful now. And I actually did not do that. Hey, how about you stop shooting? Nice little barrier.
Vind, it's me.
Oh, thank the ages, Cal.
What happened?
Those men, they must have followed the songstress. I think they were thinking of robbing her, but when they saw the Sailheart...
As long as you're safe.
I'm fine.
You mentioned a songstress.
She's left. I'm sorry. She sounded as if she knew you. When she came in, we couldn't stop her.
Tides.
Ooh, skill point awarded. That's what we wanted right there. Okay. So, whenever a non-elemental air tag is activated, the duration of tag effects becomes doubled. Whenever an air tag is activated, Circero gains 100% attack speed boost for 3 seconds. I like the duration of tag effects, though. We'll take care of that. Kalden. When a non-water elemental tag is activated, nearby enemies take 15 damage. Ooh. Yeah, let's give a little offense to our friend here. Whenever elemental tag is activated, Tiziana gains a damage reduction of 10% for 3 seconds. I like that because they all complement each other. Whenever a non-earth elemental tag is activated, the target becomes vulnerable for 3 seconds. Skill cooldown gets reduced by 3 seconds. No, let's just do it. We all buff each other. And for Vasco, whenever an elemental tag period is activated, the target becomes vulnerable. Vasco gains 50% damage reduction. Let's do Amplify. Outstanding. So everyone has... Well, Vasco has a little bit more. Oh yeah, because we were going to do Soul and Mind. Okay, well we can wait. Check the corpses. She seems to be taking this quite well. The dog's just sitting there, hanging out. No worries. The twins are used to bloodshed by now. Hello there, Masquerade. And that is for Kalden. I like it. It's like a little fort. Oh, it's a doghouse. For Max. That must be Max down there. Being all stoic and a good boy. Or girl. Let's see what the Sailheart looks like. Let's read about the Sailheart. Orphanages in Ombre are uncommon, and I'd personally never step into one prior to entering the Sailheart. I'd personally never step. I thought he was like, I'd never step in one. In the city, it's hard enough to take care of oneself. Taking care of children that aren't even related by blood seems almost masochistic. I have one part admiration and one part pity for those who would willingly subject themselves to caring for such an establishment. They should be respected for the warmth of their hearts, but I cannot bring myself to say that such a choice is a wise one in the city. He's not wrong. And we'll talk to Cal. Oh, we'll talk to Kalden now. Unless I can head over there. Nope.
Please, please.
Kalden, what are you searching for?
Tides, where is it?
Kalden!
It's gone.
Please, Kalden.
No! No.
You're going to scare the orphans.
What were you looking for?
My journal.
She took it?
She must have. It's not here.
And you're worried about a journal?
This way.
You're not planning to freeze babies yourself, are you, Kalden? Blue Guild have a lot of secrets to their places. Sailheart, second floor. It's a nice place, has a good feel to it. Look, it's got like little play areas for the kids, games.
What is this?
And behind door number 1.
By the ages. Whose is this?
No one's. Not anymore.
Well, that's for the Golden Guild, I would assume.
Armor of the Luca.
Jax's.
This was his room.
It was ours.
Kalden. Songs unsung.
Now you understand.
I'm afraid I do.
And?
I don't know.
All right. Please. Close the doors behind you.
Kalden, wait. Damn.
Ah. Okay, I wonder how taboo that is in this society. I guess we're about to find out. And so he is Talios. Okay, let's go ahead and read this, I'm curious. So the truth has come to light. Jaxus Corvale, brother of the songstress Orlana, has been involved with Kalden, it seems. They loved each other. That much is clear from what I've observed. And so he is Talios, the first I've known personally. Impersonally, I might have heard rumors about some of my past acquaintances, but that was all hearsay. This is real. If I were to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this. For a while I thought his secret had a nefarious element to it, and then I began to think it might have something to do with the investigation, but this... I wasn't expecting this. Ages. What do I say to him? I have nothing against him. What he does with his personal affairs is his business, not mine. Preferably his personal business stays with him. Letting it bleed into the investigation would not be wise or professional, but... I should look forward. This can be ignored. These are his affairs, and they should stay that way. Nothing needs to change. See, that's interesting because I actually thought it came off like Circero may have had something similar with Kalden's brother. But I guess not. Huh. Talios. In Ombre, legacies define the value of life. Familial branches are cultivated with care, and offspring are more than simply responsibilities. They're vessels through which a person's legacy survives. Those whose inclinations lead them away from the typical course of bearing children are labeled talios, blights upon legacies, whose lack of proclivity towards growing the branches of a family tree earn them the contempt of society. So they're pariahs. Gotcha. Not cool.
The sunset. What a view. A tattoo kit?
Hey, Cal. I know. You told me to stop writing, but don't worry. You know I can be quiet when I need to. Like a child, or a small bird, or a... whatever. You get it. And the messenger that's delivering this knows better than to stick his nose where it don't belong. Luca are like that. Yeah. Except me, of course. Anyway, I want to talk to you about something when I get back. This is a primer, so brace yourself. I love you. There. I want to get that out of the way. I don't know if you know this, but as of my writing this letter, I've been away from you and Vint for 26 days, and it's made me realize something. I am nothing without you. Except handsome. So I want you to think about something, and I know it scares you. It's called the future. You, me, Vint, maybe one or two more. A dog, maybe. In case I'm not being clear enough, since you can sometimes be a little dense, and I mean that in the most endearing way, I want to stay with you. Live with you. Love with you. Does that make sense? I don't know. All I know is that you're the best thing that's happened to me, and I'm not saying that just because life is bad out here. I'm saying that because I mean it. With all my heart. And I cannot wait another day to let you know that. So think about it, alright? Love, Jax. Seems like they had a pretty good relationship. If it wasn't blatantly obvious, I have no problem with that at all. I spent a lot of time in theater in college, and there were a lot of gay folks, and some of them best people you'll ever want to meet. Oh, this is where the children crashed out. Okay.
Zeph drew that.
Well, he told me.
Guessed as much when I saw him leave.
I think I might have offended him.
Did you insult Jax?
No, I just said I didn't know how I feel about it all.
Nah, he's not offended then. Sad, maybe, but not offended. Cal's better than that.
Have you always known?
Yep, a whole lot of us do. And we only love him more for it. He and Jax took good care of us. Better than any of our real parents did, at least.
And you have no issue?
No offense to your mighty cape or anything, sir, but what's there to take issue with?
There you go.
He loves differently from other people. It's still love, and I wasn't taught ever that love was bad.
I know. I was just surprised, I suppose.
But do you take issue with it? The way the whole of Songs does?
No, not I.
That's good. You should let him know. He doesn't hear things like that enough these days. Come on, sir. I'll walk you out.
A final question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Jax's. What happened to him?
I'd rather not talk about it. Here we are, sir. I'll see you around.
Quite likely, yes. If you ever need to speak to Kalden about anything, he's staying with me at a place called the Estiguary.
Can't say I know it, but I'll be damned if I can't find my way around the city. Excuse my language, sir.
It's all right. Take care of yourself, Vint.
Vint, who has multiple entries. Just imagine that in think of a society kind of Game of Thrones style where Tywin's values were pushed above everything else. It's all about family. People like the Knight of Flowers couldn't exist. And, man, imagine how scared and unsure and unwanted people like Kalden and Jax would have felt. Bad stuff. Orlana, speaking of Game of Thrones. So, double check, just to make sure. Because we have had stuff randomly pop up. Where'd the twins go?
Is there any other business you have here? If not, we should get back to the Estiguary. I, for one, am exhausted.
We?
Kalden. I was branded a deserter of war. I know how it feels to have the world turn against you. And I'd not inflict that upon anyone. You included.
But earlier...
I was surprised, that's all.
And here I was, ready to pack.
Speaking from experience?
My family. Found out when I was young. acquainted my face with their fists, threw me out, hoping the thugs or disease would get to me before I could ruin their legacy.
And you proved them wrong.
I never wanted to. All I wanted was to go home.
Well, you have a new home now, anyway.
A home that I worried daily about losing.
Is this why you treat Vasco the way you do?
As someone in the inner circle of the Bloodless, he could know.
And you were afraid word would spread.
Once that happened, if the Hall of Songs knew...
What would happen? I apologize for asking. I am not familiar with these things.
My brother has no children, and my parents' songs were sung a decade ago. If the Hall found out about me, they would deem my family's legacy tainted. Its space on the singing tree would be given to proper families with legacies that will endure.
Does your brother know?
He's the one that cared for me after I was thrown out into the streets. In a way, like you, I owe him my life, and I will not tolerate any threats to his legacy, myself included.
And now Orlana has your journal.
I know.
But what was in it that...
If those are winds we must sail, then let them blow first. I think Vasco should have returned by now, and I am eager to hear what he has to say. The closer we get to finding my brother, the better I'll feel.
I understand.
So he was scared, or I wasn't scared, but he was really unsure about Vasco, because if Vasco gets word of Kalden's inclinations, it could basically wipe out his entire family. In terms of, like, prestige or honor.
A final word, Kalden, before we lay this issue to rest.
Yes?
You don't have any plans to tell the others about this, do you?
What do you mean?
I mean, I only speak for myself when I claim acceptance. I am not sure how the others would take it, and I'd rather not find out. Not while we all have to work together.
It's all right. I understand. I hadn't intended to anyway.
Thank you.
That was... didn't really agree with Circero there, but it's okay. It's a complicated situation. What mask did we get? Was that another one for... Oh wait, that was for Kalden. Yes. Let's see what you got there, big guy. Aura that taunts. Conjures a maelstrom at the target location that sucks in enemies within 8 meters for 4 seconds. I guess we could do that. I like his default mask, though, still. I think that works out a whole lot better. Double check for everything else. So I assume that if they lose their legacies, he'll probably lose the orphanage, the life that he lived, and probably Razatov. If we're able to get him back safely, he would lose everything that he had built. So, yeah. Kind of bad mojo all around.
We're back.
So what was that all about?
Just some Circero issues. Nothing you need concern yourself with.
Nothing to do with the investigation?
No. Personal things.
What about Vasco? Have you heard word from...
Salutations! I am returned.
Where is the Bloodless?
In his abode, in a ward which I am certainly disallowed to mention.
You said we could speak with him.
I said he would give you your answers, and answers he has given.
You...
It's all right, Marshal. The answers were our goal either way.
So they were, and so I shall present them. First, the Herald. Unfortunately, he's too recent a phenomenon. Information about him is conflicted, and the most the Bloodless can give is that the Herald is part of a Masquerada faction called the Dactytes.
Nothing new there.
Second, Lysandra. The Whispering Streets.
Labyrinth of the Masqueraders.
How are we supposed to find anyone in that damnable ward?
It will be difficult. The ward is among the city's biggest. Even worse, I doubt she stays in one place. It could take us days.
I have an idea.
What are you asking for? Another contract?
No. Information.
About?
I heard you mention that you were going through all these troubles to find the mariner's brother. Am I correct?
Yes.
Why?
Inspectore, if we tell him, the Bloodless will know. Given that he trades in information, word could get around.
Marshal, you seem to have a disturbingly inaccurate view of the Bloodless and his messengers. Just because we dabble in information does not mean that we spill it all over the place. But of course, you and your bright guild would know nothing about subtlety and secrets, would you? Seeing how you handled Izander and...
Do not defame my guild!
So instead, I should stand here and let you defame mine.
Enough!
Children.
The twins have been kind enough to find a location free of the politics of the city, and I will not allow the both of you to drag your baggage along. Within these walls, we are colorless. We are here for one purpose, and that is to get Razatov back. The masked runners have him. It's why we're looking for Lysandra, to lead us to the Herald.
And what's he to them?
He was researching powerful ancient artifacts of the Dementicate. If there's anyone that can get us to them, it's him.
Artifacts that do what exactly?
I'd tell you if I knew.
I see. Thank you, Inspectore, for the trust. You can rest assured that I shan't abuse it.
Now, that plan you were talking about?
The pin drop.
The ruins?
Yes. I can do a thing. Spread rumors. Entice Lysandra with word of a cache of Masquerines found. And with the Bloodless's help, and trust me, he will help, I can do it by tonight.
You want to bait her out into the ruins?
In this time when Masquerines are so scarce, I'm certain she will fall for it.
It sounds like a plan.
What's this? The mariner supporting me now?
Don't make me take it back.
So, Inspectore, what'll it be?
Go. Do what you must.
We should head to the pin drop first thing come sunrise. I will be back here by then.
Vasco. Wait, hold on.
By the night. I can't believe we just told him.
We didn't have much choice, Marshal. We should get some sleep. Tomorrow's going to be a long day.
Case notes updated and Vasco updated, and we'll go ahead and check those in the next episode. But Vasco kind of reminds me of a combination of Varys and Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, just like fused into one being. Add in some roguey elements, and that's Vasco. But yeah, good stuff there. Lots of good character development in this episode. I really liked it, and you can now understand very clearly why Kalden acted the way he did, why he was so protected, and how he would get angry. It makes a lot more sense now. So we will go ahead and pick up with the notes and the codex and check out what's going on here next time. If you guys liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.